What I am trying to say is, Mr. Man, if you're doing something as stupid as this is all you have to do. Stop being a punk. Stop being weak. Because deep down inside, if she wasn't that sexually attractive, you wouldn't want to be her friend. If she had hair on her back and hair on her chest, and she was less comely looking, you wouldn't really care about the friendship that much. But because she's this thick, you say, you know what, maybe I'll just stick around, because maybe in the off chance, maybe she'll just slip and fall and maybe fall in love or fall into the bed. Very, very weak, risk averse, feminine traits to have as a man. And it's no wonder why she doesn't find you attractive. You're getting yourself in an absolute trap. Who am I talking about? Mr. Man, if you ever find yourself in a friendship with a woman, you are getting yourself into a trap. An absolute trap. Let's get one thing clear. Like I iterated in my last video, men use women for S3X. Okay? Women use men for what? Emotion, attention, validation, a shoulder to lean on, a bosom to lay your dang head on, somebody to understand you, somebody to really feel like you were heard, someone to validate you. But by the manner in which a man uses a woman for her parts, a woman harnesses a man's sexual energy differently. And this is how? Through friendship. All right, we can always talk about the obvious gold digger, where a man is being used for his resources in that way, to where as to which she dies, where a man is being used for his money and resources that way. But no, let's talk about how women use a man's sexual energy. So let's get to what the woman wants. What does the woman want from this man? If it's not intercourse, what is it? She wants his attention. How does she get it? Well, obvious scenario that happens tons and tons of times again. Guy sees a girl out. Guy likes girl. Guy approaches girl. Guy tries to get with girl. Girl says no. I don't like you that way. Guy acquiesces and says, oh, well, I guess I'll just stick around. For what? For what? But what is the woman getting out of this? And why would a woman even accept this? She's accepting this because she likes male attention. There's something about being chased. There's something about being wanted. There's something about men fawning after you. There's something about being gawked after. There's something about men viewing you as to which you are on a pedestal. There's a sense of power and control that comes along with this. This is what women get off on. Sure, a man might have his orgasm that he's chasing, but a woman chases being chased. The feeling of being wanted and the control that is revolved around that is something that she gets to benefit, even though you don't get to benefit what you want as a man, because you asked her if you guys could go out, but she was like, nah, I don't see you like that, but we can still be friends, right? So let's get into it. The woman does not have to commit to you. The woman can have 8 or 9 of you, right? The man doesn't have to commit to the woman. He is in a state of, well, I like this one. I got that one over there. I got this one over there. I got that one over there. So I'm back in this one. I got a Rolodex. I got a black book. I got a phone full of contacts. Okay, you get the point. The woman has her orbiters, right? Depending on her status, depending on how attractive she is, depending on how thick she is, depending on how tight she wears her clothes, depending on how much she's showing in her Instagram photos, the man will miraculously want to be her friend and orbit around. Like an electron. Just wants to be around, just wants to be near, right? Oh no, I don't. It's okay. You don't like me that. You don't like me like that. That's okay, sister. I just am attracted to you, so I'll just stick around because it's convenient, right? The woman gets off on this. She accepts this. This is why women are always pushing back on men saying that women shouldn't be friends with men. They're always like, oh well, I mean, it works for me, and I just tell them that you can't go that far. You're not going to get that. So just remember that. Okay. What are they getting out of it? Let's continue. Remember, this is all sexual energy. The man is not around you for what you think. It's not because of who you are. It was all based on the fact that what? And it's usually sustained by the fact that what? He is sexually attracted to you. So what is he going to do? How many miles is he going to drive you without asking you for gas money? Because you're sexually attractive. How often is he going to pick up that call even though it's late at the night? Because you're sexually attractive. How often is he going to put up with your BS and your bad attitude? because you're attractive, right? You get all this in friendship. You don't even have to commit to him. You don't even have to be romantically or physically involved with him, but you can still get all those benefits because you're sexually attractive. You get it? That is the energy that she gets. Now, remember this, guys. Remember this, whoever's watching. The fact that I can't even really speak on this as hard as I want to because YouTube will literally demonetize me. I have videos on my channel right now that I cannot monetize because I even hint on this stuff. Because I'm not going to get into why that is, but let's get back to the point. The man has a way of objectifying a woman because a lot of times we see women as ways to sexually gratify ourselves. And that is something as to which we want variety in. So where we tend to bounce from one place to another. But what about the woman? No one wants to talk about this. The woman sees the variety of having Tim, Bob, Jamal, Joe, Tom. She doesn't have to commit to none of them. She doesn't have to be physically or romantically responsible for any future implications of any of these men, but she still gets to have them in this friendship trap. The trap of friendship. You all know the story. Just think about it. Oh man, women wears tight clothes at the gym. Man approaches woman. Woman rejects man. Woman then says, well, we can be friends. Man accepts idea, or man might even present it. Man just says, oh, well, I mean, maybe, yeah, it's totally cool. Like, yeah, we'll just be friends. I mean, yeah, I'll totally like listen to your problems and develop this relationship with you. And then, eventually you'll just fall into my bedroom when you're feeling your most insecure. Men do this all the time. It is literally a trap that both men and women use each other for. And we call this friendship. It is not friendship. It's total conflict of interest. You can't be a friend. You cannot have a social contract when it's founded on a conflict of interest. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Think about this. Think about how stupid this is. How stupid of a strategy this is. We all know the story of that salesman who spends weeks trying to get this car to be sold by this customer, but they just won't budge, right? We all acknowledge how that's a complete waste of time. You're trying to get something to happen and it's not happening. But how much dumber is it if that salesman never even mentioned he was a salesman and he actually viewed this quote unquote customer as a customer, but he never made a sales pitch. He only just befriended that person and then eventually hoped that one day, just maybe, they would buy the car. It is a dumb strategy for success. It is a weak and passive and manipulative strategy because you're only going to resort into manipulation. And how does this manipulation show up? And how does it distort the friendship? The man is going to act as a matter of which his sexual energy is heightened and is going to improve who he is as a person. He's going to be more polite. He's going to be more generous. He's going to be more long-suffering. He's going to be a person that bats an eye at it and he's going to give you a slap on the wrist. He's not really going to hold you accountable. He's going to be a yes man. These men are going to be shells of themselves because they want to please you. They want to advertise and put on their best behavior, be their best representative so that they can show you and they can try and earn that sense of getting promoted from friendship to lover. This is the problem. And I think there are some women who actually capitalize on this. You know what? I'm going to call him a friend. So I don't have to commit to anything up front. I don't have to have any responsibility to this man, especially if I want to talk up to other men, even to his face, especially if I want to have my options open. I just want to make sure that we make it clear that you're not going to get anything from me. But what I will do is I will sit you in the back end and I will have you orbit around me. And even though this is not an interview, maybe it isn't to a lot of women. These women, they like to play the employer without saying it's an interview, but secretly you're being interviewed. And in this interview that you might not even always know you're being interviewed in, she's judging you as to which reasons, and many thereof, as to which she will never be your companion. She will never be your lover. But this is a position that a lot of women put themselves in and put other men in because they're afraid to say no. They are afraid to actually be honest. They're afraid to actually be open. And instead, what do? They like to test all these men out to see if there's one that they will pick. In reality, they have a very low, very, 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 very low conversion rate, very low success rate. All these men who end up being their friends, who really want something else, they never end up getting anything more than that. Because for a lot of women, that's exactly what they decided in the beginning. This man will never get anything from him, but I will extract all the energy that he gets, all the energy that he's able to output, trying to be on his best behavior. I will get all of that. There are many types of women who use men like this, and there are different variations, but I'm not going to get too much into that at the moment. But what I am trying to say is, Mr. Man, if you're doing something as stupid as this is all you have to do. Stop being a punk. Stop being weak. Because deep down inside, if she wasn't that sexually attractive, you wouldn't want to be her friend. If she had hair on her back and hair on her chest, and she was less comely looking, you wouldn't really care about the friendship that much. But because she's this thick, you say, you know what, maybe I'll just stick around, because maybe in the off chance, maybe she'll just slip and fall and maybe fall in love or fall into the bed. Very, very weak, risk averse, feminine traits to have as a man. And it's no wonder why she doesn't find you attractive. Hey, there's always more to be said, to be honest, but I'm gonna let this one go. I'm gonna let that rant just cool down after that. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.